Hi, my name is Dr. Stephen Stokes, Advanced Pain Solutions in Fort Myers, Florida. I want to talk a bit about the cerebellum and its relationship to pain, to chronic pain. First of all, let me just let you know that the cerebellum is part of your brain. It's in the back of your brain. It is located in this area right here. And it's very popular for one of its uses, which is hand-eye coordinated movement, balance. You may have seen pictures of the police on the side of the road doing sobriety tests where they're checking to see if you can touch the tip of your nose, like this, with your eyes closed. And if you can do that, your cerebellum is working good. And alcohol is one of the things that really inhibits the cerebellum, so they use that. But there are people who are not drinking who have problems with their cerebellum. And if you do, your brain is not going to be able to process pain correctly. And you could be getting mixed signals and creating more pain, creating chronic pain, if the cerebellum is not working properly. What's really exciting is that the cerebellum has a dual function, which is it does control balance and hand-eye coordinated movement, but it also helps to regulate pain signals that go to the front of the brain, to where you are. And so we can indirectly strengthen our pain response by strengthening the cerebellum. So I learned about this years ago when I was suffering from some back pain that I wasn't able to get rid of. It was lingering. There was about 20% of the pain wouldn't go away. I was frustrated. And somehow I came across the work of a Dr. Frank Belgu. And this guy changed my life, right? Because he was treating learning disorders, autism, stuttering, things like this in kids. And the way he was doing it was through basically hand-eye coordinated exercises and balance exercises. He was strengthening the cerebellum, and as a result of strengthening the back of the brain, the children were essentially being cured of their learning disorders. I remember one video I saw of him. There was a child that was stuttering, and they opened up a book of Shakespeare and had the child read. And of course, Shakespeare is hard enough, but if you're stuttering as well, it was just disastrous. The child couldn't read a sentence. Then the child stood on a balance board and started to balance while somebody tossed a beanbag back and forth to the child. They did this for, 8 minutes, 10 minutes or something. And then they opened up the Shakespeare and the child read again, and there was no stutter. And I was sold. I thought, wow, this is some powerful stuff. Why doesn't everybody do this? And there are a lot of people that do it, but it's not mainstream. I started to test my own cerebellum and realized that it was weak. Started to do exercises to strengthen my cerebellum. Basically, my backyard looked like a circus school. I had balance beams, juggling balls, I had a trampoline. And I began a real intense program of training the cerebellum. And for me, that was the missing element that completely resolved my back pain. And to this day, I always test my patients for cerebellar dysfunction, and it's very common. And if we find it, we usually will give the patient some exercises to do to strengthen the cerebellum. So this is like a phenomenal piece of information that most people don't know about, And you can test it at home by just taking your hands. It's very simple. There's more complicated ways, but if you put your hands out in front of you, close your eyes, and have somebody touch one of your fingers, and you try to touch the tip of your nose with that finger. If you can't do it on one side or both sides, or if you're doing it, you're missing, or you're slow, you probably have a cerebellar dysfunction. And if you have a cerebellum dysfunction, and you're in pain, or you have a problem that's not going away, there's probably a lot of potential there for you to get better by, addressing that. So this is just a very simple thing that people miss all the time in treating chronic pain, the cerebellum and its connection to how your body interprets pain. I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in more concepts about how you can train the cerebellum, email me or call my clinic. Or if you're in the Fort Myers area, come by and we can do an evaluation. There are more high-tech, more effective ways to treat the cerebellum than tossing a beanbag back and forth. We use things like special eye lights. We use a lot of different ways to test and treat the cerebellum, but this will give you the general idea, the general way that you can screen yourself to maybe then open the door for more development in your own case. Thank you.